Hello YouTubes, this is Grimweird coming back at you with more Enigmatic 2 Expert modpack playthrough action for Minecraft 1.12.2. As always, we are joined by our avatar, Zombie Steve, and our mission that we've been flying around on now for a little bit is twofold. One, we want to find a cat, so I knew there were a couple of witches' huts in the swamp area, swamp and wetland. So I went to check those for black cats because apparently stray black cats can spawn near witches' huts. I went ahead and chunk loaded the two witches' huts, and I'll check back on them every once in a while. No luck so far. I also overflew a couple villages because supposedly if there are beds and villagers in villages, then apparently cats can spawn there too. I have not seen them, and I've been in a lot of villages, but we'll keep an eye on that and fly over those occasionally. That is to finish off our one of our quests for a ball of fur. And then the other thing is that my plutonium production is going much better now that I've remembered to chunk load my compact machine in its little pocket dimension. And that means we're going to be able to make tons of plutonium, which we then want to turn into tons of blutonium. And blutonium requires Empowered Palis crystal, which is the blue empowered stone. And we can get tons of lapis and sapphires and cobalt for that operation. Through our void ore miner. We already have a ton, and if we need more, we could probably slap a blue lens on our void miner and turn it back on and get even more. However, one of the components you need to empower Palis crystal is congealed blue slime blocks, and those are more of a limited supply. I don't think, void mine those. So I've got my soul vials out, and I want to steal the soul of a blue slime and set up an empowered blue slime spawner so that we can make sure we have plenty of congealed blue slime blocks. And so that's the other reason I'm out here. And so I've got a golden lasso if I see a stray cat, and I've got soul vials to look for a blue slime. And while I was out running around, I noticed some ice dragon fire or ice breath weapon, if you will, off in the distance. So I just thought I would turn on the camera and see if we are attacked out here somewhere. There he is. And I'm going to go ahead and kill this guy, mostly just because I think we're going to need quite a few dragon hearts. As well. So might as well check this guy for dragon hearts, this dead one. And also check... get rid of some of this competing mods here. Mobs. Alright. Yes, we get it. Alright, let's see if we can check this guy for a heart. Oh, what? Just leave me alone. I just want to look for dragon hearts. Alright. No hearts, just bones. And I have more bones, dragon bones, than I could ever deal with. So we're going to trash those. Let's check this guy. Here is a dragon heart. So we got a dragon heart, and it's not going to hurt to collect some of those because we will be using up a lot of hearts, I think, for a high level recipe. I forget which one. Let's see, uses. Oh, I guess it's only used in the Quantum Entangloporter, unless this is used somewhere. Oh, Awakened Draconium Crux, Dragon Eggs. Awakened Draconium Blocks. So yeah, we need Dragon Hearts. So that was good. Important safety tip, get your Dragon Hearts. So another thing that I should really do is, I've talked about it, I think I have the machines for it, is to set up some UU matter production so that I can duplicate things like Dragon Hearts. So that's a good reminder for me to go ahead and do that, because I think it takes a long time to generate UU matter. Although we do have still 244 hours on our time in a bottle, so that will help. Okay, so I'm going to stop recording now, and I'm going to go back to looking. First, I'm going to track down that guy's horde and see if... I'm not seeing one. Should be an icy spot somewhere around here. But I'm going to check his area for a horde just to see if he's got anything interesting in it. Sometimes the hordes are really tiny small. This should be... I'm not seeing anything. So that dragon may have had like just a tiny horde. Maybe this is it. North of me. So what I should see is a bunch of ice and possibly a bunch of silver piles. But I'm not that worried about his horde, so I may just give that a rest. So I'm going to go ahead and stop recording now, and I will come back and turn the camera back on if anything interesting happens. And I'm going to look around for some slime islands in areas that I haven't been to yet, and villages in areas that I haven't been to yet, to look for blue slime souls and cats. And I will be back shortly. Alright, and we have part of our mischief managed in that I just picked up a blue slime soul, and I'm going to go ahead and mine the slimes that are here. Stop your bouncing. And these are the bad boys we're after to use to empower Palis crystal blocks. Getting some weird lag here, but pick up some of these bad boys, and that will conclude our blue slime hunt. I can go home and make a powered spawner for blue slimes and get myself several hundred of these bad boys, and that will take care of that. So I do probably want to spend just a little bit more time looking for a cat. I can also check, I put out some fishing nets to get some fish to use to tame, and just in case things are wrong and ocelots still turn into cats when you tame ocelots, I'm going to go ahead and try and tame one of the ocelots whose souls I have from our jungle adventures in tropical bees. So I've sort of wandered far afield. Let's go ahead and go back and check the fish traps and see if anything is going on there. So one of the things I had to make just to complete the actually additions, or one of the things I had to quests I wanted to complete to do the actually additions quest tree was to make these fishing nets. Apparently you put them above water and they will just spray fish up in the air at occasional times. Oh, and look at that. So there is stuff here. And I think it's raw cod and raw salmon that we want. I don't know if the other fish will also work. But let's see. We got a couple raw salmon. Not seeing any raw cod. Hopefully some of this other fish will also work. But this seems to be doing its thing, so that's good. Don't know how much fish it's going to take. Here, I have several herrings. Let's go ahead and try and release one of the ocelots and see if we can tame it and see if it just changes into a trusting ocelot or if it changes into a cat. That's probably a thing to do before I spend too much time looking for a cat. Get an ocelot out. Put some of that stuff away. I don't think I have any. I haven't done any actual fishing in this run through. But we'll see if the ocelot likes raw herring, and if not, we can always lasso him again and do some actual fishing ourselves or something. So I'm going to put him, they tend to run away, so I'm going to spawn the ocelot in here, I think, so I can keep an eye on it. Oh, thank you. Villagers, gotta love them. So let's see, let's get my fish out. It does not seem to be digging the herring. So I'm going to go ahead and pick him up. And I'm going to go, we'll just make sure we have some raw cod and raw salmon before we try that again. So I think I'm just going to let those fish traps run. I don't know how long they've been running, but several hours since I left things on overnight. But I think I'm going to stop recording here. I'm going to do a flyover of just a few more villages, specifically looking for animals. Stray cats tend to run off if you get within 8 blocks of them, from what I hear. So they like ocelots might be hard to spot if you're not specifically looking for them. But if we run over here to a village, it's like if you go ahead and look at the journey map and then look for animals, hopefully I should be able to spot them. Also, there's a good chance that one might be trapped in a well. If they get thirsty, like a lot of animals, then they might end up trapped in a well, but I don't see one there. See lots of horses. I've been in this village a lot. I think I would have noticed a cat if there was one here. And there are a lot of other competing animals, so I think I'll go to other villages where it's not such a menagerie, and we'll look for ones there. So I'm going to give this a bit more time. There's a couple other villages not too far away that I can check. So I'm going to go check those for cats. Then I have chunk loaded the 2 witches' huts out in the swamps back this direction. Actually, let's go do that first. Let's see, I can turn off the silky beacon because that mischief is managed. And turn on the witch huts. And we'll give these one more flyover, and then I'll check a couple more villages, and then maybe I'll actually do some real fishing. Alright, I do not see any animals. That one's far enough away, I doubt that has anything to do with it. Yeah, right. And there's another one over here. And I do actually sort of enjoy fishing, so maybe I'll do some of that. Get us some cod and salmon. Those would be squid. I see no cats. I think that ball of fur might escape us. We might not be able to get bragging rights if we can't find a cat. But whatever. Let's go ahead and head on back to the base. And I haven't checked yet this morning, but I'm assuming that we have lots of plutonium. Nothing blew up. That's good. Depleted fuel rods, depleted fuel rods. And we're well on our way into depleting the second set. So not as far as long as I hoped, but we do have 108 depleted fuel rods, and we did successfully set up the insert and extract to automatically eject these depleted ones, and we'll just double check all of them. But yeah, it looks like we set up things correctly to replenish them. So those are cooking along. I'm not going to pick them up because I'm not in the mood to change suits, but what I'm doing back at my auto crafting is I am, oops, don't want to do that. And just to show you, I'm sort of in my own little dimension here, so I had to claim things, and I guess I don't need to claim all of these. It was hard to tell. Sometimes it's hard to tell, so here I can tell that my 13 by 13 is in this one chunk that I'm in, but it was hard to tell from the chunk claiming map. So if we come here, I wasn't exactly sure which one, and since I was trying to go to bed, I just went ahead and claimed a 3 by 3. But I can tell now that I just need to claim this one. Claimed area. Boom. So that was an important safety tip. That wasted me several hours of plutonium production. So one of the main reasons I'm doing this is to try and actually make it through this whole quest pack of going through all of this, and just, to force myself to really follow through and finish all of this. So this ball of fur thing has got me a little worried. I don't want to get stuck just by not being able to find a cat, because I don't think they come from anywhere else. Yeah, that's about it. So, Demon Cat, Vindicator, Catter. Spawn Vindicator. I don't know what a Vindicator is. Spawn Demon Cat. I don't know what a Demon Cat is either, or if you can tame it. Let's see, I want to... Okay, I'm not seeing something that's a cod, so I wonder if they just take normal fish. In past days, of course, before all of these extra fish, you could just give ocelots fish. But here we've got anchovies, bass, carp, catfish. I'm not seeing cod, so I'm going to try and give just standard everyday vanilla fish to an ocelot and see what that does. And you can turn other fishes, the fancy fishes, into raw fish. So that is good. That's a good important safety tip. So if it does require just normal raw fish, Guardian Essence. All right. I shot a few Guardians. I wonder if I have any fish. I think I cooked them. I did have some, but I think I cooked them. Alright, so that's one last thing we can try. Here is... Hey now. Stay away from my villagers. So I'm going to grab a bunch of this stuff. I'm sort of done with the whole nutrition feeding game. I am essentially invulnerable and don't need to eat. So I'm not too worried about eating all of those varieties of fish for the hearts and the nutrition. So I'm just going to change them all to normal fish. Alright, and that seems to, oops. Whoa. Sit my ocelot into the thing there. We'll bring it back out. Alright. So that's, if you are trying to keep a hold of lots of fish, does look like it. Jellyfish turn into slime balls. That's interesting. So now I have a ton of just normal fish. It did apparently when I, clicked to make stacks of fish, it used up all these as equivalent or dictionary type fish. So that's an important safety tip if you just wanted to make a little bit. Don't accidentally. You guys were no help. You just opened the doors last time. Yeah, you better run. You should be ashamed of yourselves. I don't know if cats can open doors. I know they can in real world, but... Come here, you. I love how they have the zoomies. I've clicked a bunch of fish on him. He does not seem to be trusting or turning into a cat. Give him a few more. I assume if he became a trusting ocelot that he would stop trying to zoom around. You can see the little things from him trying to sprint away from me. I don't remember it taking this much fish. I wonder if I'm not successfully taming him, if I'm just making him want to breed. Maybe I do have to get salmon to tame him. Love me, kitty. All right, let's try. Leave them there for a second. Where's my other one? Is it in my backpack? Or is it in here? Let's get another one out. Maybe if they breed, maybe the kitten will like me. He's totally going to make a run for it. And he's off. This is one of the sillier moments in this playthrough. They don't seem to want to be breeding. They don't seem to want to be trusting. They don't seem to be turning into tamed cats. So I'm starting to feel like this is a bust. But one thing I'm gonna do is we are done with apiarists, I believe, for this playthrough. Are they trying to eat my chickens? That would be rude. Look at this guy. He's like totally into it. That's come on now, cats. That's just rude. He's totally eating all my chickens. Come here, you little bastard. Alright, so I'm going to fly the villagers off into the distance. I don't need any apiarists right at the moment, so I'm going to find a nice little place for them. Oops. Come back here. I'm not sure I'm done with you, Mr. Ocelot. You fox-eared bastard. I am, however, done with these villagers. So we're going to leave them there. Damn cats ate all my chickens. That was funny. I loved how the one got up on the wall. He climbed up the chests, along the wall, and then jumped down into my chicken pen. That's actually more impressive AI than I would have thought. Where'd the other guy go? Here, kitty kitty. Get back here, you evil little monster. I love cats. Where'd it go? It probably escaped. Which might be for the best. Well, fortunately I have a bunch of eggs now, so if I do find a need for chickens, I should have one. The hamster that I brought back from our starting hamster island has disappeared. It was drinking out of this water for days and days and days. I think the other ocelot bailed. Yeah, I don't see him anywhere. Cats, I tell you what, not to be trusted. All right. Well, the ocelot experiment wasn't really going all that well anyway, so that's fine. I still got one. I can try and tame it with salmon. And I can Google some more. I only lightly Googled this situation, so maybe if I Google some more, I can run into somebody who's specifically in Biomes O'Plenty or Enigmatica 2 expert. Also had problems locating a cat, and maybe they had solutions. So this has been a silly episode. I'm not exactly sure what the runtime is currently, so I'm going to check that, and then we'll see what's going on. Be right back. Alright, so I have set up a blue slime spawner over in our powered spawning pit, and it seems to be working fine. My life essence barrel is filled up, so it's not collecting experience anymore, but that's okay. I'm going to have to change this because I've got jump on my personal beacon, so I jump a little bit higher and it makes it harder to time getting through a too tall thing here. Let's see, I had to remember to whitelist. When I was doing wither skeletons, they drop stone swords and tons of other garbage, so I had to put a whitelist filter on this thing. So I've added slime balls to it, so we should be getting plenty of slime balls. Also, the first thing I did was I got to remember to start getting myself souls so that I don't have to keep making them and etc. So one of the first things I did was went to capture and put a soul vial in there and got a blue slime soul out just to have on hand. So if I switch this guy back to a basalt or a blizz or something, I can then switch it back to a blue slime. So our blue slime production is moving. And if we go back to the base and take a look, I mined some congealed blue slime blocks, and I'm not seeing blue slime balls. Why am I not seeing blue slime balls? I whitelisted it. Ah, they're there. So they just call them slime balls, not blue. 1,400 of them already. So yeah, I think we're going to be fine now. I'm not going to need to let that run too long. Otherwise, I will be awash in blue slime. Yes, I've got 403. If I need more than 403 empowered blocks of Palis crystal, I may be in trouble. So I'm just going to let that run a little bit longer. I don't want to get above maybe, say, 1,000 blue slime, congealed blue slime blocks before I turn that off, just because it's unnecessary. So what's coming up? Well, I think I want to set up some more automated fishing to intentionally get raw salmon, in case raw salmon is required to tame an ocelot and/or a stray cat. And I want to set up. I pulled out some of this stuff. I don't exactly know how to do UU matter yet, but I got to look that up, and I want to set up UU matter production. It's something I probably should have done a long time ago, because I hear it's slow and important. But I didn't know what to do and had other fish to fry. So, but I'll get that set up now and start cooking that. And what else? If we look through the quest book, we are getting pretty far towards finishing out a lot of the tier 1, 2, and 3 tech. So I'm going to go ahead and probably make a bunch of off-camera, make a bunch of industrial foregoing machines just to close out those quests. I'm going to make a few of these. I think we're still a little far away from getting into most of this dimensional stuff. I can do a bunch of these nuclear craft machines. I don't know if I can do all of them, but I should be able to do most of them. Thermal expansion, I think I can do most of this now. It's just a matter of doing it. I might be able to finish off environmental tech. And I could probably finish a good share of Ender IO. So off camera, between this episode and next, I'm just going to craft a ton of this stuff to close out as much of the quest book as we can. And then by that time, we should have plenty of Blutonium. Maybe we'll have some UU matter starting to cook. And we can head back into the magic stuff and work on Thaumcraft and Botania and Astral Sorcery. And then eventually Blood Magic and Mystical Agriculture, while we let our UU matter cook. And once we have a bunch of the magic under control again, then we can come back and try and bust into some of the in-game stuff like Draconic Evolution and Avaritia and Advanced Rocketry, and sort of close up the mod pack. So that's what we're doing. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you again next time. Bye.